All right, man. He's straight from Poland. Oh, man, we're going to hear his story. It's going to be good. Is he going to live here? I think he is. He brought his family. 2 kids, baby, wife. What's going on with him? We're going to talk to him in a minute after I pay some bills. Hey, guys, I'm Michael Al for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. TravelCostaRicaNow.com is a travel agency, so go to TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Fill out the 4-minute form. You'll be that much closer to the vacation of a lifetime. We're like you, having best friends who live in Costa Rica, who know Costa Rica, totally hooking up your Costa Rica vacation. Hey man, I love the subscribes. I love them, but YouTube doesn't care. If you want to see our videos when we put them out, you got to hit the notification bell. Hey man, if you want to show appreciation, you can go to TravelCostaRicaNow.com and hit that donate button. I'd appreciate it. All right, man, thanks for talking to us. I'm going to call you Mac because your Polish name is just throws me off, and I can't.
Maciej.
Okay, say your whole name.
Maciej Bartłomiej Obukowicz.
Let's go with Mac.
Yeah, Mac's a lot easier.
Good. All right, man. So we met. We hooked up a little bit. We spent a little bit of time yesterday drinking some coffee and chatting. I'm going to say this now. A lot of people like to wait to the end. I don't like to do that because you guys might not stay to the end. He's an Instagrammer, does some YouTube stuff, so if you want to get a hold of him because you found him interesting or his story or what he's doing and how he's doing it, he said I could give his information in the description of my video. That is true, right?
Sounds good.
All right, man, let's get started. All right, so let's go early life first and kind of do a condensed milk version of you were born in Poland, and I'm gonna let you go from there.
Yeah, I was born in Poland, and we kind of laugh about it. We call ourselves almost like a gypsy family. We're always living in suitcases. So I was born in Poland. When I was 1, we moved to Greece, spent 2 years in Greece. Then we moved back to Poland. Then when I was 6, we moved to the States, and I basically grew up in America. That's why I don't have a funny accent. I speak
just a funny name.
Just a funny name. Just a funny name. No, but no accent, no nothing like that. And when I was early 20s, back in 2012, I believe, if I remember correctly, moved back to Poland. I was going to take over my grandpa's farm, kind of worked with him for about a year, and then decided, okay, that's not what I want to do in my life. And
how long did it take you to learn that you didn't want to be on a farm all your life?
You know what? It was not like a typical farm. He had ponds and he bred carp there, so it was something different. I learned a lot. I learned how to fillet fish in seconds basically. But I just realized it's not something that I was passionate about, something that I loved, and just went back into my field and stayed in Poland. Then moved to the UK for 2 years, and now we're kind of testing the waters here in Costa Rica. So
where were you? Where in the States?
In Chicagoland area.
Oh, cool. So. Okay. So you're I met your kids yesterday. Yeah. So they speak Polish. I mean, right? You guys do.
At home, we obviously it's something living in Poland, that's the main language we use is Polish, and I've been trying to teach them a little bit of English. When Adam, our oldest son, when he started speaking, I tried to, at the very beginning, pushing him to speak English, but he kind of got, scared. He kind of didn't want, why are you speaking like that to me? What's going on? So I kind of held back, and now he's getting a little bit older. He's trying to learn. So here we're doing like a crash course, Spanish, English. And he's slowly starting to pick things up, which is exciting.
But kids are such sponges, man. I wish when we were growing up, or when I was growing up a long time ago, coming from the States, we were so an arrogant country. We thought everybody should learn our language, so they didn't really push languages back then. Yeah, you could take a little Spanish, you could take a little French, but man, why the rest of the world was going, hey, you got to learn English and all these European. Languages. How many languages do you know?
Fluently, I speak Polish and English. I speak a little bit of Spanish, learning daily. It's funny because in high school I took German and I took French. But besides Polish and English, the language I speak the best is Spanish. Why? Because I worked in a lot of restaurants, and a lot of Mexicans, they don't know English, or they don't want to learn English. It doesn't matter. And out of my own, curiosity, I said, hey, Hector, teach me some Spanish. And just kind of picked up a little bit of basic things. And now living here now we're here for 3 months, so using Duolingo and kind of learning, and it's helping me a lot to learn Spanish.
Does it come easy to you, languages?
I think so. I think knowing a second language in general, knowing English, knowing Polish as well, it's a lot easier. And like you've seen with children, from my experience when we moved to America, I didn't know a single word in English. Within 6 months, I was speaking fluently. I used to speak Greek as well when I was a child, my mother told me, but now I only know one word, and it's not a nice one. So
well, it's always good to know the cuss words in any language.
Oh yeah.
I think before we get into your how you got here. You know, we have another thing in common we talked about yesterday briefly. We were both on reality shows.
Yeah.
And because I want to get into what you do, and let's start there. So we were both on reality shows, but we're talking about yours. So what is your passion, and how does it relate to all the reality shows?
I think my biggest passion in life is cooking. My channel is called Chef's Passion, and that's my biggest passion in life is cooking. I love making other people happy with food in general. So I had an opportunity to take part of Hell's Kitchen in Poland. I was a contestant on the show. You can find out a little bit more information about my channel. I don't know if you want me to tell exactly how it went.
Yeah,
or
dude, tell everything. Yeah,
all right. So basically, I made it halfway through the show. I had a previous knee injury where I ended up re-injuring my knee, and I was eliminated halfway through the show. But I was lucky enough that the head chef, Chef Amaro, hello chef, he gave me the opportunity of. I ended up winning like half the main prize. The main prize was 100,000 Polish zloty, which is about 25,000 US dollars, and an internship at his restaurant. So,
which is probably a bit better than the 25,000. Right?
The money goes quickly, but the opportunities, the experience that you can take from there is priceless, as they say. So, and I ended up getting, the internship anyway, even though I was eliminated from the show, which was an amazing experience. And then I was also invited in the future to be a guest judge on an episode of Top Chef as well. So.
Oh, nice. What's your, I'm kind of a rookie foodie. I mean, I love food. I mean, it's totally an art form if you ask me. But what's your specialty, or what do you chef up?
Like in life in general, I always say I don't specialize in something. I like experiencing new things, trying new dishes. But if I would have to say things I have the most experience on is just meat in general. So I love grilling. I love doing steaks, burgers, ribs. I have an amazing recipe for some sous vide ribs. So they're sous vide and they're grilled and they're barbecued. It's amazing.
Maybe we should just do this video about food. Forget the
making me hungry, huh?
So what were you doing before you had been in Costa Rica before, correct?
Yeah, this is our third time in Costa Rica. Within the last 5 years, this is our third time here. So the first time we came here for our honeymoon, just me and my wife. Adam, our oldest son, he was about 6 months old at the time, so he stayed back in Poland. That was our shortest visit. That was for 11 days. And then last year, during COVID, we came out here for 21 or 22 days, I believe, in May. And that's when my parents, they live here full time now. So
when did they move here?
They moved here in January of last year.
So it's during COVID?
During COVID, yeah.
Did they, I mean, we don't have to get all into the COVID thing, but did they leave Poland because of COVID stuff?
I think it was
restriction-y stuff.
I think it had something to do with it. There was just life in general. They were sick of the European lifestyle and the restrictions and the government in Poland. They're not too friendly. They don't.
We don't have to get. Yeah, we don't.
So politics is not something we want to talk about. But
had they been here before?
Yeah, they came. Before we came here for our honeymoon, they came like about 6 months prior. So they had a friend who's been living here for a very long time. He has some property here, and they kind of visited, and they just fell in love. And now they said that they don't ever want to go back.
So it's been a year or a little over a year they've been here, and they're still digging.
Yeah, they just purchased a lot. They plan on building a house and.
So they're all in now.
They're all
residency in. Probably right.
They're working on it, so they're all in for sure.
So what were you doing right prior to? I mean, did you make a decision to think about moving here? We'll get into that a little bit later because of what COVID-y stuff, or were you working? Were you what? I mean, you're kind of young to. Well, I consider you kind of young to make a major move to another country. A lot of people would be more your parents' age or my age. Sure. You know what I mean? So
see, okay, with the move, I think you're right in a sense, but we are lucky enough where our children are still super young, where they're not fully enrolled in schools and stuff. So we still have that window where we can kind of make those changes. When they're a little bit older, it's a little bit more difficult. I know from experience it was hard for me changing schools, but
they're young enough, right?
But they're young enough, so that's not a problem. And my background, I used to have back before COVID started, I had a restaurant in Poland in my hometown. We were in business for over 3 years. Everything was booming, everything was going well. And then COVID struck. So
Which obviously shut down the restaurant.
It was horrible. Our business went down 95% just like that. So we had 2 major lockdowns for restaurants in Poland. The first lockdown, we said, no matter what happens, we're going to survive. We'll make it through. But if a second lockdown were to come, then we're done. Because it's, it's
what are you gonna? I mean,
it's just an endless pit of money, and it's just, that's not a way of running your business when you're basically sitting in the restaurant by yourself all day and you make 2 burgers the whole day.
Well, I saw it here. I mean, yes, it was all around the world with that crap. Well, again, let's not get all depressing with that stuff. But so you're like, well, it was a time to like start thinking about making a move. I mean, the whole world was kind of going through this. Did Costa Rica become on the map because they were maybe a little bit more friendly with not, making you be vaccinated to get in, or what was or you had been here and you're like, well, Costa Rica is pretty cool. Should we check it out again? Or how'd that all?
So basically, like I said, my parents have been here for a while now, and we have a very strong family relationship in general. So they were, since they came out here, they've been kind of pushing us, come out here, leave Europe, leave it all behind, forget about everything. Come here, you'll enjoy your life better. There's COVID's here, but you don't even see it. So, and like I said, we came out here in 2001 in May, which was, in the top form of COVID. Everything was going to, and you really couldn't see it here. It was just, it was here, but you really didn't see it as much.
Because nobody bothers you. Kind of, they let you do, get your vaccine if you want, wear your mask. Sure. Although you had to wear masks going into places, but but towing the kids in tow, that's kind of a thing. I mean, that's 2 kind of toddlers and a baby and kind of going around.
And a dog. The dog's still back home, so if you decide to stay full time.
What kind of dog?
He's just a mutt, like a mixed little mixed breed dog. So, but he's been with us he's almost a year old now, and the kids fell in love with him because we had a dog previously, and we had to put him down because he had cancer and stuff. But so that's something that once we decide if we're going to stay here or not, then we're going to need to go back and finalize some things, and still got property back there that we're kind of in the process of selling now. So
this is kind of recognizance.
Yeah, like the first trip was total honeymoon, total vacation. Second trip was another vacation with the children, and this time we're here kind of testing the waters, seeing if this is somewhere we could stay full time. Maybe not forever. Like my parents said, okay, they're never going back. Because we're still very young. We still have young children. We don't know. For me, it's a lot easier. Like I said, we're like a gypsy family. My wife, she was born in Poland. She's lived her whole life in Poland. So for her, it's a little bit more difficult. So,
is she on board or she's not on board?
I think
she's just kind of like.
I think each day that passes, she's getting more excited. She's getting more used to everything, and just certain things need to fall into place before we make that final decision, I think.
So, are you independently wealthy?
Wealthy?
I mean, I guess the point of that question, not to pry on your finances, sure. But do you plan on, if you get here, working? You're going to be doing something? You're going to throw your hat in the ring somewhere, or do you just have enough money just to like chill on the beach?
No, I'm 33 years old right now, and even if I think I had,
you still wouldn't do it.
I still wouldn't just sit on the beach and do nothing. I'm a person that likes to stay busy, but no, I am not wealthy enough at this moment in time. Even if I sold my property, I'd have, about $100,000, $150,000, and let's not kid ourselves. That's not going to be enough to support me and my family for the rest of my life.
If I could just stop you real quick on that. That's what happened with us. We came down here with about $125,000. Sure. What we came down here for totally fell through, sure. And the $125,000 doesn't last that long. You got to find your.
People think it's a lot of money, but
that's nothing. You got to find something to get into, man. Sure. You got to use, and that's how we got this all this stuff. But yeah, that's not enough. So you gotta figure something out. So I'm assuming it's something to do with what you do, cooking, right?
Yeah. I have a few.
You have options, by the way.
Yeah, I have a few ideas that what we want to do, what maybe we want to do. I definitely don't ever want to open up another restaurant where I'm stuck in one place and doing the same thing every day. And I really like seeing new places, meeting new people. And one thing I'm considering is doing like a private chef kind of thing. Doing caterings and things like that, and then we'll see how when time goes by. Maybe one day, because you never say never. Maybe one day again I'll open up another restaurant, but we'll see. That's not my focus at this time in this time frame. I kind of want to do more of like a independent kind of traveling kind of thing and helping people out. If it's like on a daily basis or it's like once in a while kind of thing. Is it for people that are here, expats here full time, or people that are just visiting kind of thing?
It's definitely doable because I have friends that do it. Yeah. But it's like everything. It's all marketing and stuff, which is why hopefully we'll talk to you again and maybe we'll watch you chef up some things.
Yeah, why not? That'd be lovely.
So you've been traveling, right? You've been here a few times. So what why is it a consideration? Why? What do you like about Costa Rica?
I think the way of life is a lot more simple. I've, in the last, when I was younger, I was, super fixated about my likes on Instagram or Facebook and what are people going to say about me and what kind of, new clothes or new gadgets or new car I have. And ever since I'm starting to get a little bit older, now I have my own children, so maybe my mindset's kind of changed a little bit, and I'm not too worried about. I really don't care what kind of car I have. Okay, obviously I want to have, maybe some nice equipment because I'm doing like YouTube and stuff, so that's important, but it's not the most important thing in my life. And I don't really care about, likes and all that and views and everything. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, whatever. So the pura vida lifestyle is something that attracts me.
But you're kind of, I think I'm right about this, you're kind of a type A personality. You seem to be pretty gregarious and out there.
You mean like social?
Yes.
Not really. I'm more of an introvert.
Really?
I am, yeah. And I
maybe it's the coffee. I don't know.
I don't know. No, but
you just seem to be very,
No, but I think we've made a good connection.
I'm type A, But what I was going to say is a lot of times type A's have a problem out here because it is a little, maybe not too slow, but kind of maybe too much pura vida. Like, come on, let's go, let's get moving.
No, I'm not the type of person that's in a rush. Okay, I like to communicate, I like to chat with people, but I enjoy the company I enjoy the most is my own company, and I like to be.
I'm with you on that.
And not that I'm trying to be selfish or anything, but I enjoy being by myself. Sometimes with just my own thoughts. That's why now being here, I'm waking up. I'm trying to. It's every day's different, but I'm trying to wake up at 5:30 in the morning when everybody's still sleeping. So I have some, time for me, especially with 3 kids, a wife, and now we're staying with my parents. So for the time being, there's a lot of people in the house. So when I wake up that early, I have an opportunity to be, some me time kind of
If
thing.
you want, I can call you at 4:30 every morning and wake you up.
Let's go.
Because I get up way too early. All right, so you like which attracts me too, the simple life. People, I don't think, understand how the atmosphere of just being in Costa Rica, with all its issues, it's got problems just like anything, but this less stress feeling of kind of being off that, I call it the hamster wheel, because like in the States, everyone's just on that wheel going faster
Europe's
and
the same
faster
thing.
and faster and faster, and you can't get off. You've got to keep moving, or I think people feel like they need to keep moving. Here, you can chill for a minute. It gives you the atmosphere to kind of like everything's going to be okay, but tomorrow we'll be here, where we can do that tomorrow. And it's very refreshing to be able to chill or be in like your own thoughts and not feel like, oh my God, I got to get moving. I haven't done enough today. It's 5:30. I should be.
But what's funny? I've noticed that even though I have some type of schedule set up for myself because I have things I want to achieve, things I want to get done. I'm not so asphyxiated about it, making sure everything's done. But I feel like we're always busy, and it's not like we're on a strict schedule, but I feel like we're always running out of time here because time flies so fast here in Costa Rica. Like they say, when you're having fun, time goes by fast.
Right, true. Do you still feel like, it probably still feels kind of more vacation-y though, right? I think I made videos about this. Sometimes you have to be almost here a year and a half, 2 years before the whole honeymoon period is over about living here, and then the real life of living here sets in. So do you feel like you're getting a better sense of the country by, this is Costa Rica is a possibility instead of before when it was a honeymoon and vacation? Are you feeling any difference in how you're approaching the country,
I think it's all about your mindset in general. If you have the right mindset and you're focused on certain things, then yeah. But I agree with you. I think it's still a little bit too early I think we're still a little bit in the honeymoon phase. We
everything's an adventure.
Sure. And like the last few months before we came here, it was, I had a lot of things going down. I had before I had the restaurant business, I had after the restaurant, I had a catering business. Decided to close that as well. And kind of from October until coming here, and then the whole thing, in Ukraine with Russia going on, that kind of seeing where we lived in Poland kind of started freaking me out as well.
Really?
So we almost, I definitely kind of fell into a little bit of a depression kind of thing, just, had no motivation, really wasn't doing much. And then since kind of coming out here, I kind of rejuvenated, got excited about life again, and I'm really
start a new adventure.
Oh yeah, and for me, I think if I'm stuck in one place for too long, I kind of get bored after a while. So moving, halfway across the world to a totally different country, totally different lifestyle, it gets me excited. So I think it's something that if you have the right mindset, you can achieve whatever you want.
Is there anything more than just kind of the simple way of living down here that you like? I mean, I don't know. Do you like the people? Is there other stuff that you check the box? This is an advantage. This is an advantage.
So compared to, let's say, Europe, where I'm from Poland, growing up in America, there's obviously certain things that I missed a lot that we didn't have out there. So the food here, I love the food out here. It's things that I love. I love rice, I love beans, I love amazing fruits and vegetables. So that's an advantage.
All down
for me.
here.
Oh yeah, and the seafood here again, especially where we're staying, the Guanacaste area,
right off the boat,
right off the boat kind of thing. So even my dad's planning on getting into spearfishing as well. So that's.
I want to meet your parents. They sound like.
I think you'd love them.
Because most parents are the opposite. No, what do you mean Costa Rica? You need to stay here in Poland and buckle down, son.
So and besides that, obviously, you have American football on TV. I say American football now because I've been living in Europe so long, but you have football on TV, which is another thing that's cool for me.
Go Buckeyes.
You're a Buckeyes fan?
I grew up there.
Oh, yeah, I'm a big Buckeyes fan. And
for real?
For real, I swear to God.
That was weird.
I swear to God. And I just think just life here, just pura vida, it's just beautiful.
I'm with you, man. I just wish people could understand, that Costa Rica gives the backdrop of a less stressful life, just being in the country. And it doesn't, nothing else, just being here is a sense of relief about on the hamster wheel. So is there any, seen any downside you're not particularly happy with? Like, damn, I wish they didn't do this, or I'm surprised to know this, or is there anything you...
I don't know. It's something that for some people might be a problem. For me, I'm not the person. I'm trying to learn Spanish, but there's a lot of places that try to speak, kind of English to tourists and to the gringos. But some places they kind of look at you like you're here, you should learn. And I agree with them. But like I said, for some people it might be a problem. For me, it's not. And like I said, I've been an immigrant. I've been, let's call it an expat or whatever, and moved so many places in my life where I think that if you move to a certain country, you should at least make the effort to speak the language. So, but if someone doesn't speak any Spanish, you obviously need to have Google Translate on your phone because sometimes you might have a problem.
Well, I'm going to tell my story real quick on this, all right? I mean, my bad Spanish is legendary. It's legendary. I did classes in the beginning, did Rosetta Stone, was around people speaking Spanish. I know a lot of words. I know a lot more than I say I do.
Sure.
My problem is hearing it. So I get this all the time. I've made a couple videos about how hard Spanish is for me. And people go, kind of what you say, well, you're in their country. You need to respect their country, blah, blah, blah. And so, but if people get really pissy with me to my face and go, you've been here 16 years, you should know Spanish. I say this, I go, how long have you been fat? Is it frustrating for you? Is it frustrating? You don't know to exercise? You don't know to diet? Well, I find it very frustrating. It doesn't come easy to me. I don't hear it well. I hear my ears I've had ear problems my whole life. It feels a little garbled. But can I say stuff? Yes. My problem is understanding what they're saying back to me. So yeah, it's a problem. I guess if you put me out in a farm 60 miles from here and I had to be there for 3 years, yes, I probably would pick up more Spanish. But for me, it's kind of more of an Achilles heel, and people don't have an understanding that could possibly be an Achilles heel, like their weight or their whatever they find difficult. So I kind of go with that, and plus living in Fortuna, and you've been here, there's a lot of English.
Oh yeah. Sometimes that's what my mother said, because I've been trying to get her to learn Spanish as well. She's like, okay, yeah, she started using the applications as well, like Duolingo, but she said that's a problem here. Like, you have the opportunity, especially if you're in like a touristy area, you don't really have to so much. But if you want to, like I said, if you're outside of touristy, like the beach town areas, or like here in La Fortuna, if you go out certain areas, you're like on the road somewhere, you might have a hard time communicating. So.
True. I mean, I actually can get my point across, but that, everyone says, well, if you immerse yourself in the culture, you're going to have a better experience. I would counter that, like, you don't have to immerse yourself to have a great time here. I love the culture. I love the people here, but I don't really immerse myself that much. I mean, I'm around, mostly gringo friends. I love living here. I love the country. I love the people, but I don't necessarily always immerse, whatever that really means. Sure. But I could see, a lot of people like to go out and talk to the, the locals and stuff. And I actually have always kind of had maybe just an arm's length away. I say hi and stuff, but I don't know.
I think it all depends on each person. Every person is going to be looking for different things, and some people are going to want to be more immersed into the culture and into the people.
Yeah, and it works for them.
Which you
That's
can
great.
do. And some people want to be, more introverts and only hang out and speak with expats, and that's not a problem. Where we're from where we're staying in Samara, there's plenty of expats. I'm assuming there's plenty of expats here as well, and all over Costa Rica. So obviously, if you want to make Tico friends or you want to make Gringo friends, you won't have a problem.
I have both, so it's all good. But so, have you looked at any other countries? Is any other countries even on the radar, or is it Costa Rica or not? Or if it's not Costa Rica, it's just back to Poland?
It's a tough one, Michael. Because. It's not only my decision. If I were single and I didn't have a wife, I haven't children, I probably wouldn't even consider thinking about anything.
You would just do whatever you want.
I'd stay here. But obviously, it's not just my decision. But after speaking, we both know that maybe going back to Poland, especially now what's going on, and back to Europe in general, is a little risky. So we are still kind of considering our options. If not Costa Rica, will we go back to Poland? I don't know. Is there another option? Maybe.
You really haven't mentioned, and this may be a kind of a personal question. You haven't really mentioned going back to the States.
No, I'm kind of I lived in the States for a long time, and I really don't see a reason to go back there. No offense to anyone, I love my time. You're not going to get an argument with me. I love my time spent there, the experiences I had, the people I've met. I miss all my friends and things like that. But honestly, I had better opportunities in living in Poland, which many people leave Poland to go to America or to go to a different country. But maybe it was where we lived. We lived in a very suburban area, and things were quite expensive. So for me, until I moved to Poland, I was still living with my parents. I never had opportunity to move out. So where we lived, with the money I was making as a cook back then, there was no way I'd be able to support myself. If I moved to maybe Chicago, the downtown area, and I rented a couch somewhere, not even a room, lived in I don't know what kind of conditions. Okay, maybe then yeah, but I moved to Poland. Like I said, I worked with my grandpa for a while, and then after I found a job really, really fast working in the kitchens. Within 2 weeks, I was promoted to head chef there because it was like an American-style restaurant. So I had, obviously many tricks up my sleeves, and within 2 weeks, I was promoted to head chef, and then within a month, I was living on my own. So. And then obviously, everything kept going. I went to another restaurant, and then I ended up meeting my Angelica, my wife now, who's my wife now, at that restaurant, and then there was no point in going back. So, like I said, the only reason I would go back to the States would be just for vacation, just to visit. I don't see myself and my family living there.
Do you still have a lot of family in Poland? Do your mom and dad go back there at all, or do they don't even want to go back to visit?
I don't know what exactly what their plans are. Since they've come out here since January, they haven't gone back. So, what their plans are in general, I'm not going to speak for them. That's.
I'd like to talk to them.
If you want to meet with them, I'm sure they'd be glad to chat with you sometime and let them kind of explain what their plans and goals are.
Nice. So what would So where are you leaning on this? You do have, obviously you got to talk to the wife. So are you thinking to make at least a try?
I think we will. I think we're definitely more each day that passes that we're more inclined that we're going to at least try for some time. And my parents, they said, okay, we're here forever. We're going to stay here forever. I wouldn't make that kind of announcement just yet. I think each day that passes, we're more inclined to at least give it a try for maybe a year or 2 years, and we'll see kind of where it goes. I don't like planning too far into the future, making too strict plans, because life likes to throw different curveballs at you. So you kind of you don't always want to plan too far in advance.
Is your obviously taking care of kids is the most important of all jobs, but does your wife, does she have any I want to try this or this?
So the funny thing is, like I said, we met at a restaurant, and it's kind of like a restaurant love story, the cook and the waitress kind of thing. So once we start expanding our business, she's going to be kind of aiding me in that as well. So helping with like caterings, helping as a server, bartender, and then she kind of does nails as well on the side, kind of thing. So,
but she, yeah, man. Well, I'm. Tell your wife. I think you guys should. I think you have with the chef skills. There's definitely a lot of options, even without residency. I think you definitely have a lot of options, because I know people doing it with less skills actually. So I think you have options, and I would love to help with this, man. I think, you know, if you stick around or you come back and you start doing this, man, we got to talk to you again, and maybe have a little party, and we can. You know,
I'm down to do whatever. Let's go.
We can do I don't know, not a reality. Well, maybe another reality show.
No, just like a live cooking show, because that's something I kind of want to think about doing as well. Not just, you know, cooking for people, but kind of entertaining while we're doing it. So basically, we kind of like a hibachi chef kind of thing, but not necessarily hibachi, but kind of people could learn it as like a lesson. They can learn how to cook, but it could also be like a live cooking show kind of thing.
You could take typical Costa Rican dishes and put your own flair to it. Yeah. You know, it could be a whole thing like that. I don't know. It doesn't. These are very old videos, but the guy that owns Lava Lounge here, which is probably one of the most popular restaurants in La Fortuna, his name is Scott. He's from California. So back in the day, we were doing videos with him, chefing up. He does cooking classes, and he kind of does a fusion too with some things like, you know, with his ceviche and some of these other things. And we made I would say we probably made about 15 videos with him, chefing it up and showing how to do this or this. But that was a very long time ago. You probably couldn't even find those in the archives. But that would be interesting. I really like, you know, a lot of people come down here and they kind of float me their ideas, and I'm in back of my head, I don't want to be the one that, you know, tells them, hey, probably got not very good odds of this. But I think you got some pretty good odds of making it that way down here, because I just know some other people doing it. But yeah, marketing.
And one thing I would want to focus on as well is, I know a lot of, you know, catering places or private chefs kind of thing, they make, maybe they can do like a strict menu. Okay, you have option A, B, C, or D. With my experience, you know, I've worked on two different continents now. Well, once I start doing a little more experience here, like, I don't know if you consider this a different continent. What is Costa Rica? Just Central America.
Central America.
So it's not its own continent, but it's, you know, a total different place. So I've worked in America, I've worked in England, I've worked in Poland, I've worked with a lot of different cuisines.
That is a kind of a mix.
And I have a lot of different experience. Even in the restaurant I had, it was called Passia Shefa, which is called in English is Chef's Passion. That's why the name.
That's your name on.
That's my YouTube name as well, and Instagram and everything. So I continued that as well. I kind of rebranded it a little bit, so it's more focused on not just Poland, but in the world in general. That's where we're doing everything in English. And what we did was like a world flavor fusion kind of thing. So we had our basic menu, which had, you know, a little bit of American, a little bit of Asian, kind of a little bit of French, and then we did each month we did like a fest kind of thing, where it was a whole different menu, extra menu with different foods. And that's something I want to do here as well, is give people the opportunity. Okay, Mache or Mac, I would love to eat this, this, and this, and this. Can you make it happen? Of course, we'll make it happen, whatever. And if it's something that
now you sound like a Tico. Yes, we can do it.
But listen, Michael, the reason behind that is because a lot of people freak out. You know, we live in a time where you can literally go on Google and figure out everything. Like, we spoke about this yesterday. You and myself in general, everything we're doing now, we're learning. You know, we're self-taught. So you can learn literally almost anything you want via the internet. So, and like I said, I've had a lot of experience, and if it's something I had no experience or no knowledge on, of course I wouldn't, you know, fake it till I make it kind of thing. Maybe that's something that I'm not too confident in. Let's try something else. But, you know, with over 17 years of experience working in, I had an opportunity to work in Michelin-starred restaurants, working in different cuisines. I think, you know, it's not a problem.
It sounds good, man. I'm excited. It's fun. To me, you guys are embarking on an adventure, whether you end up living here or not for a while. I mean, just being down here and you're thinking about it. What advice would you give to? Because see, again, you're young. This is why I like talking to people like you. People that watch this video that see this video go, hey, man, Mac's doing it. No. He brought his freaking family. Yeah. They're young, and it's not independently wealthy. It's not like you can just float around for the next 10 years and, you know, whatever. But so I like these videos because people go, honey, come here, listen to this Mac guy. They're down here. They don't. I mean,
see, I think the problem is too many people get hung up on, like you said, the hamster wheel. They're too worried about where they're going to be in 10, 15 years. What house will they have? What cars will they have? But the truth in life is, when it comes to the end of our life, you're not going to take those things with you to the grave. You're not going to remember those things. The things you're going to remember is the memories you made. So, and I always thought to myself, okay, I'd rather live a more simple, or even a more poor life, but be wealthy on the inside. The memories I can make with my family, living here, spending time together. Okay, maybe I won't achieve my financial goals as fast as I could maybe doing it in Europe, but what sacrifice will I make? I'll be, stuck working, especially, people say, oh, I work 40 hours in an 8-hour day. For chefs, it's like a week off, basically, kind of thing. We're working over 10, 12, 14-hour days, 6 days a week. When people have holidays and family time, that's when we do most of our work. So I'd have to sacrifice so much time, especially with 3 young children. I have a 5-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 4-month-old daughter. So
I met them, and they're
a handful.
And they're boys. They're all boys. Yeah. Well, the best things in life aren't things. I mean, I think is true. But I don't know. I just like that you're doing this and kind of throwing it out there. I didn't even know when I came here that I was going into this simple life. I didn't even mean to. I just like, man, this. I don't buy anything I don't need. Nothing. I don't know. It's just, and it just kind of happened that way. I don't miss any of it. I don't want a BMW. No. I don't care. I have my bike. I just go on that. So, I don't know. It's cool you're doing this, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate you talking to us.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
I'm hoping we talk again.
Oh,
see
for
where
sure,
you're at.
for sure.
People are gonna say, whatever happened to him? Is he down there? Cool. So we're gonna. Even if you're not in a video, I'm gonna tell people what happened.
Sure.
All right, man, Mac. Thanks for talking to us. Can't wait to talk to you again and see what's going on. I'm Michael Allen, TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Peace, guys. Ciao.
Ciao.
Have a good one.